Hi, Dr. Jeff Lehrman, podiatrist. Quick talk about bunions and what a bunion is. Bunion is an abnormal growth on the outside of the big toe. It's normally a bony bump that you feel on the outside of your big toe joint. And just to give you a better idea of what's actually going on when somebody has a bunion, we can use this foot model as an example. And when you look at this, of course, 5 toes. These are the toes out front, with this being the big toe, second toe, 3, 4, and then baby toe, just to get you oriented. And if you look, behind every toe, there's a long bone. One long bone behind each toe. These are called metatarsal bones, and we label them metatarsal bone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you may hear first metatarsal, second metatarsal, the first being the one behind the first toe. These 5 long bones, the metatarsal bones, one behind each toe, should all be pretty much straight and facing in the same direction. What happens with a bunion is the long bone behind the big toe, instead of being straight, it's crooked. And instead of being straight up and down the way it should be, it's pointed out to the side like this. And what we get is a situation where this long bone, instead of being straight up and down, just about parallel to the second one next to it, what happens is that long bone becomes crooked and it starts to stick out the side like this. And when that long bone is crooked and sticking out the side, the big toe sort of falls off and we end up with that crooked joint. And this bump is what you see on the outside of your foot. And that can hurt because it can rub on a shoe. It can also hurt because now this joint, which is supposed to be perfectly lined up, just like that, is crooked and pointing out to the side. And the big toe is not sitting in the joint where it belongs. And when the big toe tries to bend, you can get an abnormal wear and tear inside that joint, and it can be painful. Just to show you one other way, looking at a picture here, this is normal. And again, sort of like the model that we just looked at, this is our normal foot with big toe, 2, 3, 4, baby toe. And again, these long bones, and as you see in the normal picture, they're all pretty much straight and facing in the same direction. If we move over to the bunion picture here, this one being our bunion picture, we've zoomed in now on the big toe and the second toe. You see the long bone behind the second toe is straight, but the long bone behind the big toe, instead of being straight, is crooked. And just like I showed you on the bone model, the big toe has sort of come out of joint and is sticking out to the side. This bump on the outside is the bunion. So a lot of times people think that their bunion is an extra growth of bone sticking out the side of the foot, where really it's not. And for the most part, what we're seeing is the end of this long bone behind the big toe is sticking out the side. And that's what's causing the big bump on the outside of the foot. So just a little explanation of what's actually happening when you have a bunion and what the underlying cause is. There are many different treatment options, ranging from simple things like padding and shoe change all the way up to surgery, and lots of other options in between.